Hi, my name is kjmeuer. I'm the founder of liveyour10.com, and I want to share with you 3 things to think about when you want to create a great team culture. Whether you're leading a team of 2 or 5 or hundreds, whether your team is all in one spot or it's spread across the country, I have had a lot of experience in teams, not just being a team player, but being a leader on a team and also having to manage people on a team. So whether it's my corporate pharmaceutical sales where I was a team member, whether it's as a head Beachbody Live Insanity Master Trainer where I'm trying to manage all these Insanity Master Trainers across the country, or being a team captain at the University of Wisconsin on the soccer team, I know that creating a team culture isn't easy, right? You got a lot of different people with a lot of their own agendas, and you're trying to get everyone on the same page. It's not easy. But from my experience, what I will share with you are 3 things that you need to think about, that if you are in a situation where you're leading people, are you doing these things? And we'll find out. So number 1, are you in the trenches with your team? Meaning, have you risen maybe to the top because you've had success being at the bottom? And I know everyone knows that song, Started from the Bottom. And that's a great song, but to me, it always has that deeper meaning that I have always respected a leader where I felt like they knew exactly what it was like to be in my situation. They knew the highs of my job and they knew the lows of my job. That they #struggle is real, like they know, right? They know the struggle is real, they've been there. And so when you talk to them about a struggle, they're like, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about, I've been there. And maybe it wasn't your exact situation, but you could kind of follow along with them where they were going with this story, and then they could help you get out of where you were because you were in the trenches with them. Now, I don't expect a leader to exactly do the daily tasks that you as either the sales rep or being on the team would do, but you understand their place. Meaning, if they are at the bottom or they just started out as a brand new team member, you've been there. You know how overwhelming it feels. And you got to remind people that you know what it's like, and you got to relate to them on that level. Otherwise, as a team player, if you just keep talking from your high podium over here, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to inspire me because, well, you don't get it. Like, this is what I deal with every day. Like, this is the daily grind. How do I get out of the daily grind, or how do I make this daily grind even better? You got to be a leader that's been in the trenches and can relate to people on what it's like to start at the bottom. And then second, you got to remain positive at all times, even if there's a corporate situation or something outside of your control that is negatively impacting the business. Yes, you need to acknowledge that. Don't sugarcoat and say, oh, this isn't a big deal. Like in pharmaceuticals, if you're not on insurance, whenever I had a manager who was like, it doesn't matter if we're on insurance or not, we should be able to do that. Well, could you just acknowledge that it is a big deal, but you know what? This is what we're going to do to solve it. Then I can get on board. So if there is something that's negatively impacting the business, acknowledge it and say, I understand it. You guys, I realize it. It's there. I feel ya, but this is how we're going to move forward. Or this is an idea to keep us moving and trucking along on our mission, regardless of outside factors. That, in my eyes, is an incredible leader, because they're going to acknowledge the negative impact, yet they're still going to remain positive and keep the team moving forward according to their mission. And the third thing, reinforce the tiny, small, insignificant behaviors that someone does consistently over time, so that other people see that sometimes you might not get the big rewards or like the big champagne and balloons and boom, but you see this person slowly and consistently doing the small, seemingly insignificant things all the time, and you got to reward that. And I'm not saying you have to give them a prize, but try to reward them in some public way where the entire team knows that, hey, this person might not have had the #1 sales, but did you see that they went from 1% market share to 5% market share? Like, that's a big deal, right? Like those little things that remind people every single day that, oh, so it is the daily grind. Oh, it is being consistent that really does pay off in the end. That is how you're going to reinforce people sticking with the basics every single day to move forward towards a goal, even if they don't see results. Because in my experience, and I don't know, what kind of corporate job you have or if you are in charge of a team, but you probably have had a situation where you feel like you're doing everything right and the results just aren't there. Well, how are you going to reward people or keep people motivated to keep moving towards that goal if You're waiting for the big shiny object, right? That doesn't help you as the leader, and it doesn't help your team. So make sure you're rewarding those seemingly insignificant behaviors that your team needs to do consistently over time to achieve your goal or achieve and move forward in your mission. I hope those 3 tips help. If you found them helpful, please subscribe to the YouTube channel or go to liveyour10.com and find out how you can start living your 10 today. Thanks so much for watching.